I'm loving this conversation, folks. I'm going to get to some more of the feedback before you guys all attack me. I want to go with, let's go overseas to Germany, Ramstein Air Base, Germany, where Michelle's writing in. She says, hey, Steve, thanks for all your work you do with the veterans. Please thank Sylvia Browne for all her wonderful spirituality. Can you ask her, please, about sacred contracts, how they work? And I cringe to ask about soulmates. Sylvia will know what I'm talking about.
I know. I think we do. She's right. The sacred contract is with all of us. We make our own chart. Now, when I first heard that, I thought, what in the hell? Of course, I don't drink or take drugs, but I thought somebody gave me drugs on the other side and I've taken this life. But then, after my age and looking back on it, I thought, well, as rough as my first husband was, and he was a terrible abuser, but in the long run, if I hadn't married him, first of all, I wouldn't have got my boys, and I certainly wouldn't have gone to California, and I wouldn't have started these foundations and my own Society of Nova Spiritus. I wouldn't have done that. So out of that mess came a marvelous thing. But soulmates is such a misnomer. I mean, it's like having a twin. Like my guide says, we don't just go over there and hang around with one person. How depressing would that be?
Right.
It's like twins. They don't necessarily have to live their life twined around each other. You can have millions of kindred souls that are just as close to you. It's very much like my psychic son said to me, which is so sweet. He said, Mom, in many lives, I've probably had many mothers, but he said, I'm telling you right now, Mom, I know in my soul you are my favorite. So, we sometimes kindred souls just know,
I love that. Now, so the sacred contract becomes something that you plan out before your incarnation. So are there numerous incarnations?
Yeah.
Keep going, and it's always just been that way and will always be that way, or is there an end to your incarnations or everything?
Oh, yeah, I've never found anybody with more than, and that's pretty rare, with more than 50 lives. There's some religions that say you go on for thousands of lives, or that you became a worm and then you became a cockroach. No. The species stays clean, and in the long run, like I said, all these things are here for sometimes our irritation to bring us to a place of peace. But you're not going to get any peace if you just sit around and worry about yourself. People say, I just got off of a 50-day press conference, which, trust me, was really, really hard. But then I look at it and I think, oh, my God, look at the people I got to meet and see how marvelous was that, So no matter how tired I was, especially with this damn plane flying, I mean, it just wears you out with security and all that. But when I got there in front of the people, I thought, oh, God, it's all worth it,
And that's what this book is, folks. We're speaking with Sylvia Browne. She's the internationally best-selling author of numerous books, including her most recent, Psychic, My Life in Two Worlds, her website, sylviabrowne.com. A lot of you asking about upcoming events, etc. I'm telling you, go to sylviabrowne.com. You can click on her name on our website right now. It doesn't interfere with the show at all. You can browse around while you listen to this brilliant woman speak. Sylvia, I get in this book that you live life, and I want to talk to you about this before we go, because I think this is an important message in this book, because this whole spiritual movement that's been happening, people are trying to transcend their humanity. You'll transcend it soon enough. I think that what you talk about here is living it. You say it's beautiful to say, hey, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, but you're urging, have that human experience. Go out there and participate.
Oh, you've got to. You got to live. You can't just stay in the house and say, okay, I'm going to do good works, but I'm not going to go out, because you don't always have to be preachy to people. We've had enough of that. But you can also learn by example, People, I had 5 doctors tell me, oh, God, when I was in my 40s, because I'm 74 now, you're never going to last. You can't keep up this pace. Well, the last one died, 9 years ago. So, you see, you don't wear yourself out by being on, so to speak, in quotes, being on and being there for people.
I love that. And I love, and you pointed out in this book, that sometimes the experts are simply wrong. They are simply,
absolutely.
They are simply wrong.
Well, I think, and maybe this becomes very controversial, but I don't think you have to be religionistic. You have to be spiritual. Because religion, unfortunately, and I think that's why we have such a great spiritual movement. Like I was telling you, people asking if they're on track. People got so tired of dogma and, if you do this, you're going to go to hell, and you do that, you're going to go to hell. And I say to them, well, too bad you're already here.
I agree, and I think what you said before was brilliant because you said, wait, you think God's going to be mad if you ate meat on Friday? And it's the same thing that Jesus was saying back in his day fighting the dogma. He said, wait a second, if you're going to tell me if someone's sick or someone falls in the well, you're not going to help them because it's the Sabbath? Are you kidding? You guys aren't so serious, are you?
Crazy.
He was doing that same thing, and it's that kind of logical thinking, that what I call aligned thinking, that is going to push us to the next level, as well as, messages like yours that are going